Hello, my new researchers, and welcome to our introductory course to Monkai research. You can call me Professor Raz, and I'll be your host for today, alongside my special co-host, the one and only Help'em.
Oh, hello there.
This little guy was created for the express purpose of assisting with Monkai research, and let me tell you, he was not cheap to borrow from his creator, Professor Sherbert. So, how are you feeling today, Help'em? Terrific! But let's not get distracted with pleasantries. We'll be going over some of the basic facts and terminology you'll need to know if you're wanting to become a proficient Monkai researcher. Ain't that right, Help'em?
Yes, and our first subject will be...
Classes! The term class refers to what zither element a given Monkai is proficient in manipulating.
For example, the Monkai Scooby-Doo, although adept at swimming and having a love of water, is considered a plain class Monkai since it normally uses plain zither.
Good point, Help'em. But I think we're skipping a few things, such as what zither is in the first place.
Oh no, did I miss a line in the script? I was sure to rehearse the...
No, not literally skipping the line. Never mind. Zither is a primordial elemental force that predates known history. It can be divided up into 18 subcategories, which are the classes that we assign to Monkai. From what we know, Monkai are the only living things that can use Zither without mechanical tools.
Wow, that is amazing. What else can only Monkai do?
I'm glad you asked, my small friend. Monkai are able to go through a process known as adaptive evolution.
What's that?
Adaptive evolution is the sudden process of a Monkai changing from one stage of its growth cycle to the next. As it is well known, each Monkai has 3 stages of growth: the baby stage, adult stage, and then the elder stage. The change between the baby and adult stage is always the same regardless of where the Monkai evolves, and usually occurs simply via aging and life experience. Where the adaptive part comes in is in the change between adult and elder. The elder stage is something that doesn't always occur in the wild and usually requires additional circumstances to be met for it to happen. The final form will actually differ depending on which of the 4 realms a Monkai evolves in, and results in a sudden shift to another class entirely.
For example, the adult stage Scooby-Doo will normally evolve into a Bowwatch in its natural habitat in Plamal and remain a plain class Monkai. However, if that same Scooby-Doo were to evolve in Igneon, it would instead become a Dalmatian and become a flame class Monkai.
Correct! This is thought to occur due to each of the 4 realms having an abundance of naturally occurring cases of 4 zither classes. Plamal has plain, plant, stone, and earth, Igneon having flame, metal, light, and spark, Valfroth with cryo, aqua, gale, and toxic, and lastly, the Eldrolt Bog with shade, soul, mind, and pest.
Amazing! Is adaptive evolution the only way for a Monkai to change its class?
Well, yes and no. In order for a Monkai to completely change its class, it would need to go through adaptive evolution. But there are 2 ways for a Monkai to gain a secondary class.
Oh, what are these 2 ways, Professor?
The first option would be through pelts. Pelts are a genetic abnormality that changes the Monkai's appearance. Some pelts are simply a color change with a boost to the Monkai's stats. Others, like Bubhup's Bubble Pelt, see a drastic change in appearance and the acquisition of a second class that persists for the life of the Monkai. The second way for a Monkai to gain a secondary class is via its typing.
Wait, isn't a Monkai's class its typing?
No. Class and type are 2 separate things. A Monkai's type refers to its migratory patterns, and there are 3 types. First and most common are the local types. These refer to Monkai that tend to stay in their realm of origin, but are more than capable of leaving said realm and living in the other 3. Second is wandering type. These Monkai rarely stay in their realm of origin, and can be found dispersed around all 4 of the realms. The last type to mention would be the native type, which is where we find the secondary method of getting a secondary class. Native Monkai are locked into staying in their realm of origin due to them being unable to survive in the wilds of the other realms. When a native Monkai is able to evolve to its Elder stage, it naturally gains a secondary class if the right conditions are met.
Like how a Dustula's elder stage and class differs depending on what kind of armorous dust it bathes in.
Exactly, my helpful friend.
But wait, what does that make me then?
Well, you're a special case. Since you were developed by Professor Sherbert, you've been given a whole new type called Artificial, since you were the first man-made Monkai.
What about the Monkais of legend? Do they fit into one of the 3 types?
Well,
You also stated that there were 18 classes, but if each realm has only 4 classes, that leaves 2 unaccounted for. And that's not to mention that there is
We don't want to spoil all of the surprises now, Help'em! There are other things to cover, but they are more or less exceptions to the common points we made already, and can be covered at a later time.
Oh, okay.
And speaking of time, that's all we have for this little introductory video of Monkai research. We'll be going into one of the Monkai themselves in the next video proper, so tune in and subscribe, ding the bell to stay in touch. Take care, and goodbye!
Goodbye?